Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you for being here today. I, too, we're going to talk about H-2A workers. We're going to talk about the farmers and the ranchers throughout the country, because in Mississippi, I am hearing from so many that also, like the H-2B workers, we can't get our H-2A visas. We can't get them processed, and specifically this year, we saw considerable delays in that. So I'm just going to tell on with Senator Shaheen that the Agricultural Society really needs your help on that, because crops do not keep, and we have a job to feed this country, so it's very critical on that. And it's just the demand is growing, for more of these workers. So I'm really interested in what you were saying about the Office of Immigration Policy. Could you tell us a little more about your communications with our offices with that? Because I think all 100 senators are going to really need a good pipeline to you on that, and to address these key concerns, supporting year-round livestock and dairy operations, providing the entire year, not seasonal, has been an issue because, we have to milk those cows every day, year-round. And that has been, just to embrace a stronger accountability measures for the employers, the workers. Can you comment on some of the things that I'm asking you to right now?
Absolutely, and technically it is the Office of Foreign Labor Certificates. We just have a buzzword for Office of Immigration Policy. But let me just address the H-2A issue, because this, I've heard from growers across the country. I've gone to agricultural conferences. I've been on H-2A investigations with our staff at the Department of Labor. So I've seen firsthand how important it is for our growers to have a workforce that can actually pick these American crops and continue with the demand, not only here in the United States, but exporting our produce across the world, how important that is. And they need workers. And that's really on the Department of Labor to make sure that we're working with the grower community, that they have the ability to come to us to get that customer service, to understand, because it can get very complicated, as you know, with the forms, which we're always trying to simplify, and then the process of with the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of State as well. So that's really the goal, and we are working with the Senate very closely on this proposal to have that dedicated sole office related to the processing of the H-2A. The other side is making sure that the wages for the agricultural workers reflect their local markets. When I talk to growers, we hear about the increased cost of labor because of these programs. So we have a very historic rule that has gone out related to making sure that the wages for H-2A workers still are not displacing U.S. workers, but also giving the growers in that opportunity the ability to afford these workers to be able to pick these crops. Because the worst thing we can have, and I've heard this from growers around the country, is not have the labor force because it potentially is too expensive under these programs, and have American crop rot or not be able to pick. So that's really our goal in this budget, is to continue to address these issues, to continue to give growers the workers they need, but more importantly, too, making sure that American workers who want these opportunities get these opportunities and are paid fairly.
Yeah, and we would love to have more American workers. They're just not out there. These are hard jobs, and they're seasonal sometimes, but year-round on most of our ag issues.